Hi guys, welcome to Reality React channel. In this channel, we watch reality TV shows to react, recap, review, and for the fun of it. Today we are recapping Love is Blind Season 7, Episode 12, the finale titled Leap of Faith. And this episode starts where the previous one ended, where Ramses and Marissa were discussing their future. And Marissa tells him that he wants to marry her. And he tells her that he met up with his family, which was his brother and his niece's mother, and they made him realize how much he had his ex-wife, and he's scared of letting his feelings lead him to get married to Marissa, and he wants to be logical about his decision, as these feelings have led him to hate his ex-wife, and how the energy that they once had in Cabo was great, but now that they are living together, she's likely to bring work stress into their relationship, and he's not sure he can deal with it. And he is trying to show her that he's not ready, or he's not sure of what he wants. And she tells him that she has had it from guys before that in the first few months of dating her, that her energy is great, and then the relationship end within few months. And as she's saying this, she's crying, and he gave her the speech of "it's not you, it's me," because now we can see that he's actually breaking up with her. Even herself, she can see that this is a breakup message. He gives her that "it's not you, it's me" BS that people give, and still went ahead and blamed her energy. And I don't know if you get how that statement works. One, if you say that it's not me, it's you, then you need to say things about you that makes the relationship not to work, not highlight the things that you can handle about the other person. That's basically what he was saying when he spoke about her energy. And I mean, even in the pod, he could have seen that this girl has a lot of energy. She's always happy. She's chatty. She has positive energy around her. And even with her mom, like when her mom was being somehow to granted in this case, now we can see that Ramses is actually not a good person. But even when he met her mom, she was still happy. She was showing positive energy instead of embracing or accepting that her mom can see things that she can't see. So I don't get it why he didn't see that energy wouldn't have worked and broke up with her then, instead of breaking up with her when she has gone fit to fit dresses and stuff like that in this case. Okay, and then we get back to it. And she tells him that she shouldn't have come to the Love is Blind experience, as he needs more time to make the decision to marry. And he says that the 3 weeks is fine, but he couldn't have anticipated that he was going to feel this the way he feels. And she tells him she anticipated that he was going to feel this way because he met up with other people and discussed their relationship with them. And she cries so badly and says she just wants someone to choose her, someone who's sure about her. That's what she wanted. That's why she joined this experience. He keeps saying that he loves her and they have bonded over the 3 weeks, and they hug. And so she just stood up. I don't know if she was walking out or what, but she stood up, and then they hugged each other. And at this point, she's still crying, and she asked him if he's sure about this breakup. And she's sobbing at this point, and she couldn't stand, so they end up on the floor. And he also acts like he's saddened by his undecisiveness and the fact that he's breaking up with her, and says that he loves her. She can't believe it, and she says he is making a mistake, and this is the worst heartbreak and her worst day. And she walks out, and she left the ring on the floor while they were crying and hugging each other. And she calls her moms and tells her that Ramses calls off the wedding. And her mom just says, "What?" She's shocked as well. And she tells her mom that she didn't expect it, and this hurt so bad. And also the breakup came as a surprise. So she's just talking to her mom, and we can't see her, but we can hear her. So the breakup came as a surprise for me as well, even though in most of their discussions he sounded like he doesn't agree on her with her on a lot of things, and on a lot of things, and he also threw in an I love you, even though like when they had those discussions, and that shows that there are differences between them. He also threw a lot of I love yous and that he wants to be with her. He assured her, but that's what misled me. And I wasn't sure about him after the condom talk and the family planning. But the way they also submitted a marriage certificate on that day. So they are likely gonna pull it out. I don't know how it works. And I was like, maybe they are willing to look past their differences when they did that. And even on the boat cruise date, that should have been a sign for her that maybe he's not really ready when he had not chosen things and have not planned for the wedding properly. And Ramses misled people in a way, but I feel like maybe it's a good thing that they broke up, because I kept wondering how they will work through these things once they are married, once they have kids. How is he willing to really move? Like, he didn't sound so sure. It's unlike with Garrett's relationship and Taylor, where even though Garrett was not ready, but at one point we saw that he's ready by talking to her. He leaves conversations hanging. He doesn't complete the conversations on camera, or they didn't show us that part. But this guy was wishy-washy. Like, he was not straight up with her. But with Ramses, if he really cared about the opinions of his brother in this relationship that he was potentially gonna go into in the Love is Blind experience, he could have had the family meeting, tell them, this is what I'm going to do, and this is how I'm going to do it. What do you guys think? Should I meet someone? What do you guys think? Those type of things. Prepare your family. But he didn't do that. Even Marissa didn't even get to meet his family and his friends. That's just weird. That just maybe shows that he was not really ready to let her into his own life. And remember the other time when they were speaking about guest list, he said there are people that he's likely not gonna invite because they still are friends with his ex-wife. Now the same people that are friends with his ex-wife, probably niece's mother, is still friends with his ex-wife, and he went up and meet up with her and discussed the Marissa with her. That's not being protective. This guy is just not it for her. But also the way she picked him because he's a Cancer Leo. I'm not shading people who believe in those star signs and whatnot, but also how she picked him was weird. But I'm sure they had other connections that they were doing there, and yeah, and also when they got to Cabo, they seemed like their intimacy level was good, and it seems like they were happy, and he was not being the way he was when they got back, even though that holiday was 3 days, but same thing, like they seemed happier. But now this guy just suddenly changed and now he's breaking up with her. I must say this scene was hard for me to watch, because someone crying is not easy to just look and say, oh, we can blame her for doing that. No, we can't really blame her. Even the sort of like begging that she did, or asking of those questions to say, are you sure? I feel like I understand her, but if he said he's not sure, what was she going to do? Was she gonna go through with the wedding with someone that is not sure, that had made her cry that bad? I don't think so. Or it was not gonna look good on her. Oh, she was always that moment was always gonna hang over her head in that relationship. And I hope that she has healed now, going back to the next episode when they have the reunion. I hope she has healed and moved past this experience in a way, even though now watching it, or if she gets people that watch it wherever she is, school and whatever, I hope she doesn't get to relive that experience and remember how bad it was for her. We now move to the bachelorette and bachelor party. We start with Tyler and Garrett at the basketball game with their friends for their bachelor party, and Taylor and Ashley are at the pajamas party. And yeah, it just looked I don't know, looked very pink and girlish, I can say, and have they both brought their friends, and yeah, they just looked like fun, and they talk about how they were friends in the pause and now it's only them left that are engaged. And they seem very happy, both of them. And Tyler and Garrett at the basketball game, they get to play against each other to be able to sit on the chair. And Tyler wins. It looked nice for them because they were happier there. And we moved to weddings, and we start with Ashley and Tyler. And Ashley is happy that she's getting married, and she gets a note with flowers from Tyler and his ring as well. And Tyler is so nervous, he couldn't sleep the previous night. And his friends are talking about how they are used to gangster Tyler and who didn't care about love, marriage, and ask what are his plans after their wedding. And he says they are going to the baby making station. And they talk about Ashley's, and he says that Ashley plans to have a baby 1 year from now. So he's just basically telling them that he is going to be intimate with his wife from that moment and go to the reception and stuff like that. And Ashley is telling her friends that she is happy she's with Tyler because she had wished she had met up with Tyler by now, but because she thought by now she would have been married, but because of the quality of men that part of her life didn't materialize. So yeah, she's happy. I really hope Tyler is telling the truth about how his kids came into the world and he isn't a deadbeat, because that is good quality. That is not a good quality man right there. And she tells them that the reason why she's with Tyler is because she feels emotionally safe. And her friend asks her about who is the bigger spoon and who's the smaller spoon between them. And she says that they don't care about such things, and they exchange and they both cook. And in that relationship, and also Tyler gets to make her coffee every morning, and she doesn't have to feel small in that relationship, as she has a good career and or have roles that are limiting her as a woman in this relationship. Like Tyler appreciates each and every part of Ashley's life, and her friend says it always feels like this in a new relationship. And I agree with her, but not everyone gets to experience something like that. Some people experience that for quite some time in their relationship, even into marriage. And to say this at a friend's wedding sounds like she's a bit jealous or that she is too much realistic. I don't know. I just think there's a place to say things, and this place was not one of them. And also, if we didn't know that Tyler is actually has three donor kids that he told Ashley about, and everything that we know about his life, I feel like their relationship and this wedding is so admirable and cute, and it's a nice thing. And the way Ashley is talking about her man, it sounds like he's not he might be lying to her, but it's very nice if things were not the way they are. The same friend says that she knows Ashley will say yes, and Ashley says that she'll only say no if something catastrophic happen as she is walking down the aisle, and nothing catastrophic is going to happen. We know that. What are the chances? It's not like those people at the officiator at the wedding for Love Is Blind even ask if anyone would like to stop, wish if anyone is against the union, please raise your hand or forever hold your peace. They don't do that, do they? They don't. So why would anything catastrophic happen? Like, would his mom walk in and tell her that Ashley, the man you are marrying is a deadbeat? No, that's not going to happen, we know. And also, will one of these people go and investigate Tyler, especially the girl who told her that they are in a honeymoon phase of their relationship? Nah, she won't even find anything, because actually Tyler would probably have deleted his Facebook. And Ashley's mom reminisces about when Ashley walks in, when she has changed and in her wedding dress, and Ashley's mom reminisces about the past when Ashley was wearing a princess dress as a baby girl kid, and she is talking about how beautiful her daughter is, and we meet Ashley's grandmother, and the grandmother says that Ashley is a perfect princess, and she says to Ashley that the key to the whole thing is following her heart. And Ashley says that Ashley tells them that it means a lot that they are all there to see, to witness this moment with her, and how she is blessed to be able to share this moment with them as well. And she tells them that she wants to get married and stay married. And she tells her grandmother that she admires the fact that her and her grandfather stayed married for a long period of time, their longevity. And she wants to build a relation, and the fact that her grandfather passed is part of the reasons why she rebuilt the relationship with her father, and how she also takes, there are negative things about the relationship between her grandfather and her grandmother, and she only going to appreciate or take the positive things from that, the same way that even with her father there are positive things about him as well, and those are the things that she appreciates him for. And also, she doesn't want to meet someone like her father, and she doesn't want to be treated by any man the same way that her dad treated her mom and other women. And I really hope that she is going to experience a different type of Tyler compared to the one we have seen on these internet streets. And I hope that he's going to love her the way he looks here, and the way he is praying and all of that. I hope he's being honest for Ashley, because she actually deserves to be loved, even though she's being loved by someone who has 3 kids, and this happens to be part of their story. But I really wish them well. We also meet Tyler's mom for the first time, and I wonder if Ashley had not met up with Tyler's mom, and because we has not met up with Tyler's mom because maybe she stays out of DC. And he tells her that he is nervous and stressed, and she asks him if he's second guessing himself, and he's crying, but he tells his mom that it's not because of his second guessing. And she asks him if he's still okay with not having his dad to be part of his wedding, and he says that his dad put himself on that position that he's in, and he's fine with him not being at his wedding because they are also like strangers, and his grandmother is also fine with the father not being part of the wedding, and his mom gets to be the one that walks him down the aisle. The wedding starts, and the girls are dancing, and they give Ashley's mom flowers, and Ashley is talking to her dad before she walks down the aisle with him. And he says that her life is about to change in a lot of ways, and she must focus on the positive things about the marriage, and the fact that marriage is also a journey, and she must not dwell on the negatives, and how marriage is a journey, and she must stick by it, whether the negative or the positive comes along in the journey. And also, he's reflecting on his own journey in life, and how he shouldn't have left some situations that he has left. And he starts talking about how he appreciates seeing his only daughter get married, and he loves her, and he starts crying. And one thing about Ashley is that he's a crier. Maybe Ashley is actually attracted to Tyler because of the fact that he cries, because her dad is actually in touch with his emotions, and he walks her up to like a point where her mom was sitting, and her mom takes up to get her married, and that's what she said. And she said that his dad is fine with that as well, because that's what he is getting. And when I reflect on the conversation that she had with her dad, it feels like her dad is quite regretting some of the stuff that he has done to either his relationships or to women. Well, it was still relationships with women, so yeah. and the officiator officiates the marriage, and then Tyler and reads his vows, and he stops mid vows and to cry because he's an emotional person. Even when Ashley was walking down the aisle, he was crying, and he also made Ashley wanna cry. Their wedding is actually nice if we don't know what we know, but we know now, so it makes it not nice. But I'm happy for them in this case, and he commits to build. So in part of his vows, he's committing to building a future together and keeping God at the center of their life. And Ashley reads her vows about how their love is pure and fierce, and he's her soulmate, and she appreciate that he jumped out of the plane for her, even though he's scared of heights. I didn't know this part, and he just did it. And I don't think he needed much convincing to do this with her, because if you love someone, you get to do things that you are uncomfortable doing, and because they like that. And maybe in this case, he might be ready for marriage if we rate him according to that. But okay, they ask him if they are going to get married once she's done reading the vows. They ask him if they are going to get married and decide if love is blind. And they both say they do. And they are pronounced married. And they also get to jump the broom because the officiator says that they are following an African tradition that was followed during slavery. And they are both so happy. After the wedding, they get to sit outside and they talking about how they are both so happy, and they cheers to their love and happiness and stuff like that. And she tells him that she's looking forward to daily simple things with him, and he's looking forward to babies. I feel like he mentions babies so many times. Like this is the second time he's mentioning them himself, and as expected. And I love that Ashley didn't bring up his donor kids when he mentioned the babies, when he said that, because nothing is annoying as people who claim to have forgiven someone but keep bringing up the stuff that they have forgiven one for unnecessarily so. But in this case, it would have been warranted to say, you want babies, you already have 3 kids. What's the point of having all of them? A lot of them at one point. So, and we move from their wedding, and now we go to Tyler and Garrett's wedding. She says that she loves everything about, so she's reflecting, she loves everything about Garrett and their future together. And she gets to see Garrett's wedding band. Garrett arrives at the venue and he's scribbling something on his notes. I think it's his vows. And after seeing the wedding ring, he says that he is tired to his friend. And they ask about how are his parents with him getting married. And he says that they are okay. And on the other side, Taylor gets given a hanky, and the hanky was from the day she was born. It's white as well, and that's for something old. So Tyler's father is helping Garrett put on his bow tie. This is actually cute that he met up with him, and he says he can't remember the day of his wedding because he was hammered. And you also get to talk to him about his groomsmen that have passed on, because he had 8 groomsmen at his wedding. And he talks about how, I mean, Garrett gets to talk to the father-in-law about how amazing Taylor is, and he wouldn't say yes to marrying her if he wasn't sure. So her dad is saying that Fong is intuitive, and if something was wrong with him, she would have known. We found out that he asked her dad for permission to marry his daughter, and how he is going to not only receive Taylor as a gift from her parents, but he's going to help her grow and become the greatest person she has always wanted to be. And he says that he's going to be there for Taylor, so the dad says that he's always going to be there for Taylor and Garrett if they need. And he is wearing his brother's tie. And now he starts talking about the brother who has passed on. And he says that in marriage, you need to be there for each other, even in tough times. I think from what he's saying, we can see that Fong Taylor's mom was there for him when his brother passed on. And that's what I think that's what he's insinuating by this conversation. And also saying that at least his brother is not there in the physical, but he's going to be there because he is wearing his tie. This is actually cute. In the fitting room, while Taylor's dad comes in and to Taylor's fitting room, and they talk about how his they got married on the 13th, and also Taylor also tells them that she is happy that even if Garrett does not choose to get married to her, but and it does not become her safety net in terms of her emotions, she's happy that she got her parents, and that's why she likes them as a people that she can always rely on. And I love this for Taylor. And her dad tells them that they know what date it is, and they tell him it's the 13th, and they say that that is the same date that they got married in. And Taylor's mom is so happy for to see her daughter get married, and they hug each other, and then they ask her dad to come in. This family loves seems like Taylor has grown up in a loving home from what we are seeing in this case. And Darren's parents arrives. I was not expecting that they will come to the wedding. And he's happy that his parents have arrived, and he feels lighter and says in the morning he was feeling heavier because of the big decision that the day is. And his mom says it is shocking how he'll make such a big decision so fast, how he has made such a big decision so fast. And his mom says that he is not a spontaneous person, and when it comes to serious things, and decision is serious. So he says that he slept well the previous night, and this it means that it's a good sign. And his dad so jokingly says that he didn't sleep well, so that is a bad sign. And he talks about they are reluctant of him moving to San Diego with Taylor and not being close to his family, but he's so sure about their relationship with her. And when he made this decision, he didn't make it lightly. And when he was staying closer to them, it was because he didn't think that he was going to meet someone that's going to make him feel the way he's feeling. And also, Garrett's parents got married on the 13th as well. And they're talking about how their grandmother was telling them that it's a bad sign that to get married on the 13th. And his mom is happy to witness her son get married, and how cool it has been to watch him from growing up, from being a curious child to now getting married like this. His dad is looking forward to watching him as a married man, and they hug with his mom because his mom is the emotional one in this case. I think maybe she can't let go of her son or whatever is going on in her life, or she just doubts the whole thing that is happening in their life and their child's life. And also, the fact this experience itself could make one think that it's not good that their child is getting married like that. Walking down the aisle, Garrett's mom gets to walk him down the aisle. Taylor's dad walks her down the aisle and says that before they could walk, you got this girl, and they laugh and they walk down the aisle. And when the official gives them a chance, after saying that they are scientists that have conducted the most important experiment of their lives and have chosen one another, Taylor says that she's happy before he could finish, that she's happy that it's also a yes for him. And I feel like she does not watch Love is Blind, because people come to Love is Blind previously, they would read those notes and all of that, read their vows and still say no. That's actually possible, but then um that was not the case for their wedding anyway. And she says that the notes will help him to put his mind, and he reads his vows, and he promised that he's going to support her in everything she does. And her friends brings up her book of notes. It looks like a whole list of things that she's going to say, but actually Taylor likes writing and putting her mind into ease, and Garrett says that is so like her. And in those notes, she promised to always love and respect him. And she feels like she has known him for years. It only has been 2 months. So Garrett tells her that it's only been like 42 days. And he's the kind, and she says that, yeah, he's the numbers person in that relationship. And she's saying that it feels like she has known him for years. He's one of a kind, and she's so thrilled to get to spend the rest of her life, of their days together. When they asked to decide if love is blind and get married, they both says yes. But Garrett was took his time and he laughed and said he absolutely do. And that's how their wedding ended. And they sit outside and toast to their wedding. And Taylor says that she had fun at this wedding as much as it was not what she had planned, but she wouldn't have had it any other way. She had fun. They get to do their cheers and their love, and they are asked if love is blind, and they say it is absolutely blind. And they go to their reception, and also Ashley and Tyler joins their receptions as well. And she says she wouldn't have found someone like Tyler if she was not part of the show, and she's looking forward to getting married. And Taylor and Gareth as well had their own fun at their reception. Thank you guys for watching this recap. Please like the video, comment, and subscribe to Reality React. I will see you guys when they do their reunion next week. Yeah.